She is to acting what Genghis Khan is to a peaceful liberal democracy. Hulu made a show where Baron hags hate men, steal from them, and somehow think it's their fault. And in doing so, created the worst show on television. That's not even my statement. That's the professional critics. Well, it's 0%. That doesn't mean it's the worst show. All's Fair is the worst TV show of the year. Ryan Murphy's worst show yet. It's a crime against television. Fascinatingly, existentially terrible. Dismal plots, clueless characters, and the worst kissing scenes ever filmed. This may be the worst TV drama ever. The cast think they're in a feminist fable about divorce lawyers, but it feels more like a series of Insta boasts.
Walking down that hallway shaped like a clown cervix.
Something the series thrives on is the fact that they steal undeserved, unearned money from men who don't seem to have done anything wrong.
Men, they are terrified of women in power.
There's all this attitude from the dried up thornbacks, think they're some impressive specimen of humanity. There's a moment in one of the first few episodes where she's actually going head to head with a security guard outside a building, and she's all there puffed up. He's like, oh yeah, I'm not scared of you. How does she get round him? Oh, that's right, she threatens to call the police. This show features a whole cast of women who are all innately evil. People who lead sad, miserable, hate-filled lives with absolutely no power of their own and instead marry the state. These are people who have gone through life permanently in the knowledge that they are surrounded by their betters. And the entire series just has them spending their ill-gotten gains like it's a Robin Hood documentary.
We be robbing, we be robbing.
And somehow, they think being evil is powerful, good, and moral. It features the cast of Mordor as the main characters, and it doesn't even realize it. A gross celebration of American aspiration that Kim Kardashian has remade in her image.
Beef curtains.
One thing this series does well is their insults. My problem is, 2 episodes in, I think I could already see the twist coming, especially as this one hates the rest of them and has had 10 years to plot a revenge. Then again, when you find out about how miserable all their lives are, apart from being able to dry their tears on piles of money, they don't have anything going for them.
See you in court, you poor discarded.
As far as I'm aware, not a single person in this picture has kids. Well, except the one on the left, who they don't have a father. No, I'm not joking. They went for the stereotype. Of course, this is an empowerment drama though, so she chose not to have a father. In fact, the only time a father was involved was during the incident with the turkey baster. Now, somehow, this has 56% from the audience, but it's only 100 ratings, so they may just be people that have escaped a psych ward recently. Kim, you outdid yourself! This is a breathtaking show! It's incredible! The cast, the decor, the outfits, the plot, an absolute must-see. A cinematic masterpiece. Not in a cinema. The critics are clearly haters. It was great, can't wait for the next episodes. The critics. The people that mark TV shows based off ideology, they get given something, which is everything they've asked for. For decades, this is a culmination of everything they believe. Even they can't bring themselves to lie. Interestingly, on Metacritic, it is a different story, where the users overwhelmingly dislike it. All's Fair is the most frustrating kind of show, in that it has the resources most creatives could ever dream of acquiring, yet somehow manages to waste it. It's not a hate watch, it's unwatchable. It makes every single Tyler Perry project look like Shakespeare. Feels like a fever dream, a peek into an alternate universe, occupied by creatures who might look vaguely human, but do not act or speak as you and I do.
Come on!
And there is no fun to have in this series. Most of the cast they're a lot like Slinkies. Most of the time, they're just an annoying waste of space, but they are incredibly fun to push downstairs. Painfully hard to watch. It's beneath everyone involved. Even Kardashian. No. I mean, even The Hollywood Reporter had to admit that Kim Kardashian is an appropriately wooden lead for Ryan Murphy's empty, unforgivably dull drama. Fills out the series about an all-female firm of divorce lawyers who represent all-female clients. I mean, why would they represent the men? They're the ones getting screwed over. No, the problem with this series is it didn't realise why Lord of the Rings is good. Because of this scene.
Where is Mama?
That's right, Lord of the Rings passed the Bechdel test in the best way possible. Unfortunately, this entire series spends its time passing it. Kardashian's performance, stiff, effectless, and feckless, thinks it's a feminist fable, but is in fact a tacky, revolting monument to the same greed, vanity, and avarice it supposedly targets. No, the show is simply about wives who have a higher chest size than IQ, whining that they've destroyed their lives, and for some reason they think they're owed money from the man who earned it for some reason. At no point in this situation is the man greedy. It's the protagonists who are greedy. The man just wants to keep what he's justfully earned, and then they want to steal it from him.
And women besting men in divorce? No.
Everything in this show, which is a monument to greed, vanity, and avarice, comes from the insufferable Thornbacks. Ryan Murphy is the high priest of tacky, tasteless television, and this year he's outdone himself with a show of mind-bending horror, sure to trigger nightmares in the unsuspecting viewer. Although I laughed. I am 2 episodes into this abomination, and I laughed a lot. I think the problem that these critics have is that they actually take material like this seriously. Like, to them, this show appeals to their very base belief system, whereas I expected it to turn out this way. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I expected of these festering harpies. And like, I can't believe feminism's failed me. There was a bunch of lines in the first episode that we rolled our eyes at, but also some that made us laugh out loud.
Do you ever think how much happier we'd all be if your mother swallowed?
Some of it has to do with the delivery, but others have to do with the general outlandishness of the show in general. The cases themselves are entertaining and haven't entered the realm of 911 level ridiculousness yet. I mean, there was a woman that signed a prenup, then cheated on her husband, only to go to the lawyers and be like, how can we screw him out of millions? There was another woman who just like jumped off a roof. I'm not joking. It's like the IT crowd. Genuinely just like the IT crowd. It's like, I'm sorry, you've got a load of debts. Jumps out. The only thing that was missing is a scene from a lower floor of her just flying past. The show might look expensive, but it's cheap in all the ways that actually matter. Yeah, like the cast. It takes a lot of money to look that cheap. So stilted, artificial, and awkward. Not even a glass of wine can make it remotely enjoyable to view. It just goes to show, Kelly, the show isn't the only thing that enjoys playing into stereotypes. Everyone in All's Fair is a stock caricature of a man's idea of a woman's drama. That's why I found it funny. It's because the caricature is reality. You're like, no, that's not how it'd be if I was in... Yes, it is. It's a cavalcade of wigs and screeching in search of truth. That's because they don't have any kids. They need the wigs to try and compete with the 20-year-olds, who were also after their husband. But Murphy seems to have lost his magic touch that made his work so appealing for so long. His snark has rotted into contempt for the audience and art alike. No, it's contempt for men. This didn't like a mirror being held up. In a world where money talks and love is a battleground, these women don't just play the game, they change it. No, they just exploit the tyranny of a feminist state to steal resources from men that they don't deserve. They don't change the game. The game was set up to privilege them. Does Kardashian make a convincing look? No. She is to acting what Genghis Khan is to a peaceful liberal democracy. Though through the course of dialogue, a tsunami of clunking cliche that drowns this whole enterprise in the first 5 minutes, it doesn't help her cause. This show feels like it was made by a toddler who couldn't write bum on a wall. Clumsy, condescending girl boss fantasia, ostensibly about women's empowerment, begins with a pilot written and directed by men. Let's face it, they're the only ones with enough experience to accurately portray just how insufferable this situation would be. That's why it's still funny and entertaining. What else would it be? It's just like a lot of food.
This is the show of legal paperwork. There was a lot of eating. There was a lot of food.
A clumsy, condescending take of rah-rah girl boss, half-baked by even the standards of an overextended Murphy, demonstrates such a low opinion of its viewers, assuming it'll bark like seals when fed disconnected scraps of sassy one-liners, flashy outfits, and men ain't it commiseration. To be fair, I'm surprised you didn't. It's not exactly an unrealistic expectation when that's exactly what you've been doing as critics for at least a decade now. It's like, oh, on this one, you suddenly decided to get offended. All's Fair is not exactly interested in exploring the nuances of family law. That's because the people that wrote it clearly have no idea about life, the industry, law, business. There are so many lines in this where that's not how the world works. But I just find that actually contributes to its charm of being written by a clearly deluded lunatic and featuring worse. I mean, you would have thought any script which pitched out, well, this is a whole cast of women who only represent women and they hate men. That should have been enough for the actresses to go, no. But then when you get into the series and you find out there's an entire scene of just a woman talking about how ugly she is, kind of won me over.
Not being beautiful was the true blessing. It forced me to develop my inner resources.
It's like, yeah, actually, attractive people, they don't need to build a personality, but me, as someone who looks like I've been put together by a kid with Play-Doh, I actually had to develop skills, talent, and a personality. That's the kind of nuance and insight you'll only get from a bloke writing them. The premise is little more than a pretext for assembling a roster of actresses one might call Murphy's Angels. The Avengers. Surprised Brie Larson isn't in this, to be honest. Every single client is a variation of the same shallow story. A rich man, a wronged woman, and sweet revenge. No, there are many clients where the woman is a complete... No, there are many clients where the husband's done nothing wrong, but they're still like, of course we'll destroy him for you. Or the one that's jumped off the roof, where you kind of get the impression that she's so mentally retarded that no one was actually scamming her. She just had no idea what she was doing. Kind of ironic when she's supposed to be some kind of advanced scientific engineer. The only time Portland appears in the text is still in the context of a straight... Yeah, they only represent women. Do you even know the point of the show? The show's there to hate men. There isn't a point in having a case that doesn't have a man in it for some reason. You seem to not be realizing that the show is just obvious propaganda. Any cultural commentary is overpowered by just how cruel the show is to their characters. Their characters? It's how cruel they are to everyone else, you psychotic cow. All the main characters are pure evil filth that you want to yeet off the closest bridge. If they burnt in hell for 1,000 years, it'd be nice as a warm-up for them. Simpsons goes crazy and attacks her ex with sulfuric acid. This is what I mean. It's the man. She's obviously the lunatic, and it's like, oh, yeah, but he had it coming, no. It's like All's Fair can't help humiliating these fictional women, cancelling out any attempt to elevate their portrayers. What they're sensing is the clear fact that the men have done nothing wrong, rather than actually trusting what the show tells them. I've had a rare moment of self-awareness. Maybe stripping these innocent men of their billions is actually not right and just to do. Maybe they should actually earn some of it. A law exists to embody all the laziest stereotypes of what makes a strong woman, such as revenge fillers and particularly cringy fantasy sequence. I think you'll find it's been a meme my entire life of, oh, new hair, new me, and now you're getting no revenge fillers. This is Kardashian. Half of her body is revenge fillers. All's Fair is luridly obsessed with women's aging, suffering, and all forms of debasement. This is a show made for you. It's not made for me. You're just getting offended by your own life at this point. How else are they supposed to compete for the men they've got unless they're obsessed with their own aging? These are 50 and 60-year-old women who are dating billionaires. The show has already completely jumped off the cliff into fantasy land as it is.
Here there is no safe word.
But yes, I imagine that in that situation, you would be scared he's going to run off with an attractive 20-year-old, rather than watch you tuck them in your sock on the way to the bathroom in the morning. It's a good idea. No, it isn't a good... It was obviously not a good idea. A non-stop montage of middle-aged women enjoying their wealth, success, and all the power that comes from them, that they have stolen from people that actually earned it. There's quotes like, let's put the team in teamwork. My flight was turbulent, and so is my mood. She actually says that to a bodyguard before she goes, I'm going to show you how strong I am by calling the police.
I suggest you cooperate, or I could call 911.
It's like if Superman decided that he was going to stop Lex by calling 911. Don't worry, putting that fire out in that building is no problem, as I asked the fire brigade to do it for me. He's wolf-like in his possessiveness. Wolves aren't even possessive. It feels almost contemptuous. Yes, but it's of men. It's trying to be nice to you, and you're like, I hate this. It's too honest. The only man they don't have a problem with is someone who is inoffensively useless. Apart from that, they're complaining about the casting because there's a woman that's psychotic and smashes things.
Swallowed.
They've got a husband who's resentful of his wife's success as she steals money from people.
Each time a memory comes up, will you have to reach for that handkerchief?
Add a 0.
Watts preens, pouts, and poses in search of a character, and somehow the roles for the diversity are still being written as nothing more than loud and sassy, who is a single mother, can't keep a boyfriend, because the dad left. The show did it, not me. It's not me.
Which one of you degenerates wrote on my couch? Y'all asses are sleeping on the lawn.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her. There was a woman that fell in love with an... I don't know what they were moaning about in the last one. She even walked off 10 minutes later with a $210 million settlement that she wasn't entitled to. But they decided to blackmail the husband illegally by having the aforementioned single mother stalk him. That's right, this law firm, they don't actually care about the law at all. There's the older wife caught cheating, who then stole, I think it was about $40 million worth of jewellery. Oh, there you go, yeah. And a jarringly unfashionable obsession with brand names, because if there's one thing we know about women. It's that they don't care about gathering resources and social status. You're just getting offended by reality. It's like, come on. All this and a concept of female empowerment that should have shamed the Spice Girls 30 years ago. If it had, the world would be a lot better place. Unfortunately, a sense of shame has been driven out of these people by now. Well done, Kim. You must have quite a healthy ego to star in the worst television drama ever made. There is one tech bro among a sea of thoughtless age gits, but their targets are caricatures. I hesitate to call cardboard because I'm reluctant to insult a very useful packaging material. Papier-mâché would be better. That's the thing about this 10-part drama. It's so steeped in its noxiously dumb stream of feminist sloganeering, and our heroines are so dreadful that it sometimes feels as if it doesn't even like women very much. Yes, that's because it hates men. And anything that hates men has to hate women, because men like women and protect them and give them things. To destroy one, you have to destroy the... Have you not caught on to what's been happening the last 120 years? Are you just that slow? It's simply dreadful. The worst scripted drama of the year. Certainly the most high-profile, big-budget one. This is big budget? I mean, I know it is in a lot of really expensive-looking sets and homes, and it has a load of jewelry that I just assumed was fake. But there's nothing about it that should be expensive. It's just a load of women waffling at each other in a room most of the time. It's not a hate watch. I'll be the judge of that, thank you very much. This is unwatchable. Melodramatic, poorly written, crass. A gross celebration of 2010s era glossy girl boss, as well as conspicuous consumption and hypercapital... Oh, that's why they... Okay. That makes sense why they hate it. You'll want to take a shower afterwards to rid yourself of soulless aspiration. Not really, I just want a wooden cross to ward off Californians. Every single review has crapped on Kim Kardashian's acting. If you want to get really, really sloshed, a dangerous drinking game would involve taking a shot every time someone on screen says women, an oft-repeated watchword for the show's self-congratulatory smugness that it was somehow lifting an entire gender up if you just say those two syllables and not. Again, we've been doing that for decades. I don't know why you've got a problem with it now. It's so shallow and outdated. Only because it's now become the foundation of society and you can't comprehend it anymore. Pilot and episode 3 were written by a team of one woman is credited as the screenwriter on the second episode. Maybe that's why one of them jumps off a roof. It's like, I can't stand these. I'm getting rid of my competition. The acting is awful. They'd be doing well to bag a recurring role in Emmerdale. Is that a new ring or are you signaling an aircraft? He's intimidated. Weak men can't handle a strong woman, whose spouse is later revealed to be a love rat with a penchant for, I swear that other review was wrong. It's got all of them in it. Various scenes have them pulling facial expressions of a Labubu doll suspended in boiling water. There is also a surprise turn by suave British character by actor Jack Davenport as a potential love interest for Close's character. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Quite frankly, he's out of her league. The most unrealistic part of the show is when he invited her to his hotel room. She knocked on the door, and he answered with the lights still on.
Hello again.
Hello.
Bring back Ed Gein, a drama about a man who wears his victim's skin for underwear. Cannot be half as terrifying as this smorgasbord of schlop. Don't hold back, tell me how you really feel. Examples of scintillating lines you can hear in Fair include, "You aren't capable of lawyering anymore," and "I'm good at women." It's like having a sixth sense to know when it's raining. Fair is insulting to an industry with hard-working, creative, and brilliant artists who are struggling to get their worthy ideas made into something with less than half the amount of money, something that Fair required to look so astonishingly cheap. Why is this another review talking about the Ed Gein story halfway down? The show feels flat, lacking feeling, emotion, or charm. I mean, duh. Do I have to keep reminding you of the cast? This show is as empty as their lives would be when they believe this crap. If you're obsessed with chasing a lifestyle of money, revenge, and soulless devotion to capitalism, with an occasional witty aside, then go for your life and binge the whole of All's Fair. I won't be. Yes, I'm sure you hate money, assistant editor and entertainment director. All in all, I am confused about these reviews. I expected them to love it. Instead, I'm sitting here gleefully delighted by the new pile of festering cat that's been delivered to me. I don't know what all of these reviewers expected. We must have all seen the same trailer and knew exactly what it was going to be. And we got exactly what was promised. We got exactly what these people have been hunting for, asking for, and demanding their entire lives. And then when they get it, they despise it. Me, though, I see this as Robin Hood with lawyers. They kept nicking things from the villains in their own story, only to think how good they were at all times. And that's what you get here. It almost comes across like this is just too close to the truth. It's too close to reality, and like, oh, it makes me feel bad though, because they're clearly evil. And I'm like, yes, the entire system is. And you just don't like being faced with that. Although, if it was happening to you, I'm sure you would be first in line to get some of these kind of lawyers who are telling you to take him for every penny that you can get, regardless of whether you were the one to blame for it or not. But myself, I despise the setup. I despise the characters. And I despise the reason for his existence. And that means I could sit back, watch it without a care in the world, and laugh as disaster strikes around every corner. Because quite frankly, the only thing I want to happen to the characters in this show is get what you deserve! But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe, more videos like this in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.